Wasabi gangsters. Wow, that was immediate. Well, sorry for yelling in the microphone if that is what happened. Welcome to the channel. We are going to talk books and then we're going to talk writing, which also, I guess, is talking about books. So, what did I finish? If you missed it, I was on Jake's channel, Nerd Level Rising, and we chatted with Mr. Christopher Ruocchio himself. That's why we have this background set up here of all my Christopher Ruocchio books. You'll notice I don't have actually a copy of Kingdoms of Death, which is odd because I love that one. But I just finished Disquiet Gods, and most of my reading, if actually all of my reading in the last week, was pretty much taken up by this over at the conference when I was with Janny and Jake and AP Canavan. And what a journey it was. What a journey it was. I finished literally Wednesday morning, so that would be yesterday morning for me. I did mix of audio and reading it, and my full thoughts. I mean, you're gonna get an idea if you watch that interview what I thought of the book. I loved this book. Does it top out over Howling Dark for me? Does it beat out if I put Kingdoms of Death and Ashes of Man together in one book like they were supposed to be? I don't know. I think the end and the climax of this book is definitely the best done so far. I think the transition between the episodic portions of this book was as seamless as it's been in the entire series. And it gets me really excited for Shadows Upon Time because I cannot wait to see where this concludes. And that it comes out in November. I'm so excited. I'm actually planning on meeting some people down in North Carolina for the release. And I can't wait. I mean, I have had a few interactions with Christopher now, and all of them have been very pleasant. And he's a fascinating person and super intelligent and has a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom, in his 30 some odd years. And this book was awesome. So I'm going to put that up there with the rest of Ruocchio's tribe. Boom. And I'm still reading To Ride Hell's Chasm, but I got some good news. I should finish it before next week's update video. And I will finish before next week's update video. Again, Ruocchio's book took up because we had that conversation. I really needed to finish that. So that took up the priority of my reading. I only think I got only a chapter done of this in that time. So I'm going to really burn through this. I got a flight tomorrow. I'm going to Nebraska. So another weekend away, and that gives me some time to read, some time to write, and I will be finishing this as that goes on. Again, the point I'm in right now, it kind of sucks that I had to, like, as much as I love Chris Ruocchio's work, it's where we are in this book. It's so hard to put down. I'm roughly 75% through, and we're in kind of the heat of the action right now, and we're seeing a lot kind of unfold in the world that's happening. And again, I can't say too much about this, just other than the writing is beautiful. She picks the perfect word that has been universal in terms of feedback for Janny, and it's definitely worth picking up and reading. I cannot wait to finish here because I need to see where this ends, based on the character interactions, based on how well she knows horses. I mean, it's definitely apparent in this book, and let alone the conversations that Janny, myself, and Jake had. But which actually was helpful for me in my writing. And yeah, I cannot wait to finish this by next week. I'm going to finish that. I suppose I'll slot it here. And then after that, I have a few books that I'm going to be getting into. Now, one of them I think is shorter, which is Abel Montero's Crimson Fire. The Crimson Fire. Look at that cover. Oh, I wish I had the colors on this. This one is at 400 pages on e-reader. And so this is pretty reasonable for me to get through, and I just love this cover. And Abel has been, I'm not reading it for the sake that Abel has been helpful. I've actually been anticipating this one since I read the blurb for it. I highly recommend you go check it out. And I cannot wait to start this puppy. That's going to be started alongside The Prophet of Edan by Philip Chase himself. Here we go. Look at that beauty. I know Shay over at Shay's Library is reading it right now, and he started it today, I believe, and he's loving it so far. So this one, I think I'm going to read. Him and I may have a conversation about it because I love the Edan world. Again, this is one of those worlds that was calling back to me, and so I'm actually really excited to return to it. It's taken me a lot longer because my reading has been slower, but I mean, I'm just trying to be as authentic as possible, like if my reading's slow, my reading's slow. It's just kind of what happens. So I'm really actually looking forward to getting into this one. I think as I go through the month, I know that one's not going to be any audio. I know that there's Alan over at Library of Alexandria is working on the audiobook for the second book, which is Prophet of Edan. But I think that I'm going to read that mostly physical, if not my Kindle on Kindle Unlimited. And then we have A Fool's Hope by Mike Shackle. John over at Talking Sword just did an interview with Mike Shackle. Got me even more excited to read this. But I loved We Are the Dead. I love the first installment of this book. And we're reading this with the Red Company, Alex over at Iskandaria, and Chris at Bearded Book Beast, and Jake from Nerd Level Rising. We're going to be reading this and talking about it. I believe the discussion will be in April. We haven't discussed a day yet, but I imagine mid-April at some point. This one I'm going to do on audio. I actually love the narrator for this. She does a great job of getting me in the heads of the characters, and it's perfectly theatric is maybe the wrong word, but kind of along those lines, and dramatic maybe, I don't know, but not hyper dramatic. It's good. It's perfect is what I'm trying to imply. And A Fool's Hope as I continue the journey to see and get back to these characters in this dark world, to see how what the response or what the ripple effects are of what happened in book one as I get into book two. I'm very much looking forward to it. And then I'm also looking forward to talking to the Red Company about it, because I love my conversations with them. They're a great time. And then this is just a mini haul here. Well, actually, before I do that, let me talk about, I'll talk about Berserker a little bit. Sorry, guys, I'm down here. So I picked up Berserker. I picked up Berserk again. I'm still in the middle of volume 21. I read a few volumes out of the chapter, the birth ceremony chapter. I'm going to talk spoilers really quick here. So if you're reading Berserk, just go ahead and you can skid on by for about 60 seconds, and then we'll come right back. So in this volume 21, in the birth ceremony chapter, I can't remember the title of the specific part. We get the, oh wow, what did I just do? We get the defeat of Father Mosgus and his angel and quote unquote angelic form. And we get just an embrace between Guts and Casca. That was, the panel itself, the artwork is beautiful. But just that quiet moment of Guts just comforting her, and then seeing I'm going to call her Duchess, and that's not right. From the crap. This is what happens when I split it up too far. There's a woman who is in charge of all of these knights. It's slowly coming back to my head as I speak, and she's starting to see Guts in a different light, having protecting everybody that he's with. Or protected everybody that he's with, and him guiding them forward, saying that we have to survive through the night. It's beautiful. And again, it's kind of crazy how much Guts is saving the day and how all of these people think that he's evil. So that dynamic is something that he is navigating, and he doesn't care. He's just doing his thing, and it's actually super dark and emotional in a very strange, oddly relatable way, and somehow or another. And I couldn't tell you how, but it just is. There's just something there to relate to. And yeah, so Guts is an amazing character. I love seeing what I am from him so far. Now I want to talk about a comic book that I picked up based on Slay's recommendation, Britton, John from Talking Stories recommendation, The Punisher, the Garth Ennis edition. I believe I want to get all their names. Of course I do. Garth Ennis is the writer. And then I think we have a bunch of different artists that are listed on the cover that I only have their last names: Robertson, La Rosa, and Fernandez. This I only read day one, which is I believe the first part of this so far. It's just really cool to see Frank Castle in this way, and also seeing just how violent these comics got and get. It's kind of wild, they frag an officer, which is just crazy. And I hope that's not a spoil. Once you see it, you kind of start seeing it coming. But the artwork in this is amazing, and the story, the way it's being told, this medium is something that I'm not super familiar with. So I did read some comics growing up, and Punisher, one of the Punisher collections is one of them. But this one is absolutely fascinating so far. I love seeing a little Vietnam era Punisher, little Frank Castle. And then I picked up this book by Sean Hall called Relic. It's a sci-fi novel. It's not crazy long, and it's one that I intend on picking up. I also have it on Kindle Unlimited. This one, I don't know when I'm going to get to it. I love the cover. I see red, and it's like game over. It's formatted beautifully. And everything it's getting so far, the reviews it's getting are really good. So this is another one I recommend everybody go check out. Oh, I got the book Dust as well. I don't know if I talked about that, but that's by John Plass, and that's in my drawer. In that room, but we got Master Chef on the TV. So that's all my reading, guys. I'm going to talk about my writing now. I'll talk a little bit about what I watch on TV really quick. We're watching MasterChef currently. I'm listening to it through the door, and then we watched Lioness. Burned through that. That was a great show. Paradise, great show. Loved it on Hulu. And I'm watching the Formula One Drive to Survive. Love that show. I love. I don't know. It's just something about the sports documentaries kind of really get me. I just love the competitive nature of that they bring. And then, yeah, that's what I've been watching. I still need to catch up on Attack on Titan. I'm still on the fourth season. I haven't had a ton of time alone to watch TV. And when I do, it has been Drive to Survive because it just came out. And I kind of enjoy keeping up with the Formula One season as it goes. Yeah. And so that's the reading and TV and all that jazz. If you're here just for that, leave a like, leave a thumbs up. Tell me what you're reading. I'd love to talk about it. Love to talk about the stories that drive you wild, that make you passionate, or you can have passion for. And then I'm going to talk about my writing. All right. Here we go. Writing. Where am I? This week has been interesting. I turned over the first third of my first proofread to the second proofreader, which means that we're probably about a week away from having the ability to format my digital copy, which means that we are going to start working with Ingram Spark to get a physical copy of the book, the advanced reader copy, ready to go. The covers are good to go. Abel has worked with me on the spine and the back and the sticker of the advanced reader copies. Digital e-arcs. Wow, redundant. Will be going out. I'm going to put a form in this channel. This is the first time this is actually going to be put out there, is on the YouTube channel. So you guys will see it in the description of this video, a Google form for you to fill out if you're interested in reading an advanced copy of the book. Just fill out the information that the form asks for, social security number, credit card number. I'm kidding. Just there's none of that on there, but just fill out the information that you want me to have, and then I will. I have to determine, I have to sift through readers, obviously, but I do want to get this in the hands of as many people as possible. So just note that, because I want to share it. I'm ready to talk about it, and I know that it officially releases in July. But if there are people here now, there's no reason for me to not get people to not have their hands on it. It's going to be a quote unquote uncorrected version of the book, but I'm confident with where it stands that it will hold up. It's just a matter of what people think, and I think getting early eyes on it will be beneficial. If there's any mistakes that my second proofreader misses, that'd be really cool for me to be able to, for you guys to catch. But yeah, I'm going to start sharing that form out on Monday on other social media platforms, on Discord. By the way, which I need to talk about, the Book Street Boys is a Discord channel that I will also link in the description of this video for you guys to go ahead and join. We chat books. I think it's a play on Backstreet Boys. It is a play on Backstreet Boys. Preacher actually put it together. Myself, Tom Orange, Jake from Red Level Rising, Chris from Bearded Book Beast, Dylan from Spaced Out Reads, Christopher Navo, and I think that Christopher Navo actually was a big catalyst in getting it all put together as well. And yeah, we just chat over there, have a good time, hang out. Slay's over there, obviously. He's everywhere somehow. And we hang out, we talk books, talk everything, and yeah, just come vibe with us. And then I will be putting the ARC form on there as well. Every time, you get one submission for a digital ARC. That submission will qualify you for a physical ARC giveaway. I am doing a limited print run of physical ARCs next month after everything's formatted, styling's all taken care of, and I have a bunch that I'm sending out. Excuse me, to reviewers, of course. Like primary, I am prioritizing certain reviewers, obviously, and friends to send this physical edition to. But I will be doing a giveaway, I believe, of 5 or 10 copies of the physical advanced reader copy of Mercy, Tears of the Fallen, book 1 in a 4-part duology somehow. I think Shay described it as like a duology disguised as a quartet. But yeah, so book 1 will be going out. The ARCs, if you want to be a part of that giveaway, there'll be other ways to become a part of it, but just submitting the ARC form will qualify you for the giveaway of book 1. As the ARCs. And I will be doing alpha read soon, so I do have a question on there. If you're interested in being an alpha reader, you can fill that out, and then I'll probably have some correspondence with you offline or whatever, online email, where I will probably ask a few questions and just kind of get to know you a little bit. Just to make sure, I'm trying to be more choosy with alpha readers. And I think I want more people to have read the first book before deciding they want to alpha read the second book. But the alpha reads for the second book will probably be starting in June, which is before book one comes out. So I'm trying to make sure I have, I'm getting ahead of myself there, but I'm doing that on purpose and with intention. So, yeah, that is all the book one stuff, I believe, going on. I will be doing an art release on Instagram and stuff. Next week, I'll be making some art pieces that I had done public. You guys can check it out on Patreon as well. It will be available for free for you guys to see next week. If you're not following me over on Patreon, go ahead and become a free member, and you can see those art pieces next week, as well as a sample of the entire Before, which is my prologue, which is a 3-part prologue, which you guys will have access to. I'm getting a website put together, and we're going to do a newsletter that will get sent out with the newsletter. And then so will the short story from the Blood Rebellion, also free on my Patreon for you guys to go check out. But yeah, that's all the free Patreon crap I'm going to be plugging today. Book 2. Oh, other than you guys, I do write these updates, and they do come out on Fridays for free on Patreon as well, which as soon as I have a newsletter, they'll be going on there as well. You guys can check that out. And if you want a more written kind of discovery version of this conversation, which probably is a little bit smoother and more concise, considering I just ramble for 5 minutes about reading or writing, you can check out the Patreon. That's there 9:30 a.m. on Fridays Eastern, whereas these videos come out at 12. So yeah, that is book 1's stuff. Book 2, the chapter 27 is an interesting chapter. I am still working through it because mostly I was plugging in the proofread corrections as I was in where was I? Holy hell, in Orlando. So with the proofread corrections being plugged in, that kind of took book 2 by the wayside for a little bit, the revisions of book 2. But I am continuing through book 2 as the proofreads for book 1. I'm going to do the rest of that chapter 27 tomorrow. That is one chapter that I'm going to highlight to alpha readers. I don't want to say that. I said it anyways. Whatever. It's in there now. Maybe they won't see this because it's 17 minutes into a video and I'm 8 minutes on rambling about my books. But yeah, so that is book 2. We're still on 27 of 44. That one is a heater. It is a big moment in the story. And I don't know if it's necessarily needed because of the other stuff that I actually provide before, but there's a chance. It might just end up being a short story that I don't let people read before reading book 2. It'd be one that I put out after book 2's release. But we'll see. We'll see where we're at. All right, that's all the rambling I got about book 2. I believe the word counts down to 181,000, which is pretty similar. It's like fluctuates roughly, give or take 100 every week, or sorry, a few hundred every week. Right now, because of how much I'm deleting and how much I'm adding, it's revisions are the second draft is kind of a mess, and then the third draft will be what alpha readers see, and then I'm going to do a 4th and a 5th, and then it's going to go to Dave. Hopefully, that will probably after the 4th and the 5th will probably be done in the fall of book 2, late summer. August-ish. And I'm hoping to get to Dave then. The cover of book 2 will be done in July. I'll probably do a reveal in August as it goes to edits. And then we'll decide on a release date of book 2. I don't know if I want to do it a year out. I don't know if I want to do it, 8 months after the release of book 1. We'll see. It's all going to depend on reader feedback and the revisions and how that whole process goes. But there's no reason why it can't be out prior to a year of book 1's release. So that's my hope, is to get it out to you guys sooner, because it finishes the arc that is presented in book 1. And I think I'm loving it so far, and I can't wait to see where this one goes. I really cannot wait to see how this one develops in terms of the editing and getting it through all that, because the draft itself has enthralled me. And I've been emotional writing it. I've been emotional revising it, and I cannot wait for you guys to see it. And then my plan was to start drafting book 3 next month. I'm going to draft book 3 once book 1 is completely in the hands of Annette, my final proofreader, which might be in another 10 or so days. I got to see. I'm going to probably put book 2 down for a little bit and go to start book 3 and just kind of get the ball rolling there, because I have a lot of ideas of what I want to start the book with. And so I usually write down about a sentence of where it starts, and then I have a sentence of where the book will end. I know what's going to happen roughly in the middle, some big events that will occur, and there's some stuff I got to play with, and there's some region stuff that I can't really talk about. Oh, by the way, Jack Shepherd, the map, it's coming along swimmingly. That will be available for probably everybody. I was hoping to get it a bit sooner than I got it, so I was going to put it out for the Runeborn Patreon members, but that one will be going out with all the other free art, unfortunately, just because of the time that I got it. I can't do like a month of not having the map released, unfortunately. I may decide that that's what I'm going to do. Listen to me, I'm figuring it out as I go. Anyways, reach out, comment below, like, subscribe, fill out that ARC form. It's going to be in the description. Go join the free Patreon and keep following along with this writing journey. Let me know about your writing journey, NA. I know you're getting after it. I don't want to say anything else, but yeah. All right, guys. I'll catch you later.